We'll first go ahead and see what this content and experience cloud is actually about. Right? And we'll see how to basically integrate your content and experience cloud with your PCS applications and what kind of advantage you get and what kind of uh, prerequisites are required to perform the integration and how do we take it forward, right? So your there's something called as Oracle Content and Management Server, which will basically help in coming to specifically to PCS, which will basically give us the flexibility to manage the documents that you're going to deal with your PCS application. So when you say manage the documents in the PCS application, how is it different is with the attachment that you get to see in the PCS application when you send an email notification from the human task, and what more benefits you get to see here when you're using a content management server is what I would like to tell you right now. For your PCS application, it has a pre-built functionality where you can integrate your PCS application with your content and management server. So how do you do that? If you observe, go to the save this application. If you just click on close this application, or if you go to the administration, okay, I'll show you the navigation for it. Go to ic.home, go to the home page. If you go to the my tasks, move over from the testing mode. If you're on testing mode, click on off. If you go to the administration, under the services, you have something called as content and experience cloud service. We can give you a host URL over here of the content server, and we can just provide your username and password. But this is where you're going to integrate your PCS application with your OCM. So this Oracle content and management cloud service will give you the flexibility to manage the documents that you're going to deal with, PCS application. Whatever documents you're going to manage in a PCS application, those can be, or whatever documents you're going to play around with the PCS application, those can be managed simply by your content management cloud service. Excuse me, this. And this content management server will give you a flexibility to go ahead and organize these documents in a specific folder. And for each and every instance of the application, you get to see a folder getting created automatically. So by default, in PCS, you have an email notification, which will give you the flexibility to attach a particular form or attach a particular image or a PDF as a attachment to your email notification. But what will ideally happen is, like, when you're dealing with this particular form or a PCS application which accepts a document as an input or which requires some documents, for audit purpose, if you wanted to go and see that for this particular process, what's the document that have been used, you do not have a proper way or you do not have a proper solution to go ahead and get the document again. Let's say you're applying for a loan, and in that loan process, once your initial application has been reviewed, your loan service provider will ask you to upload some documents like both upload your income statement, upload your bank statement for the last 6 months, and upload your loan requirement and the actual PAN card details and everything to a particular folder or to a particular or in this attach them as a part of this particular application is what your load requirement guy is saying, or your load box is basically saying. So what would ideally happen is like you upload these documents and you send them as an attachment in an email notification. When you're trying to trigger a process in PCS with a form, you just attach them as a document over there. But when you're doing that, in the life cycle of the process, if after this life cycle is completed, or at later at some point of time, if someone wants to go ahead and see that for this particular process, what is the document that have been used, or what are the documents that have been submitted by the user, is what you wanted to evaluate or you wanted to verify. There's no scope of doing that. You need to go ahead and check your emails and get it from there. But that does not work in a real-time enterprise application scenarios, right? So for this purpose, what will we can, or what will happen here, or what can be happen here is like your process cloud service will give us the flexibility to integrate with Oracle Content and Management Cloud Service, which will help you to organize different documents for each and every application and define the access restrictions for the particular document, so that showing that only this user can view the document, or this guy can only upload a document, and you can also restrict the access to the documents or the folder to a appropriate user or a role accordingly. So whenever you integrate a PCS application with your Oracle Content Management Server, right, for each and every new application that we're going to develop, a new folder gets automatically created. Additionally, you also have a flexibility to organize these documents, and there could be some requirements where your PCS application can also be triggered when a particular guy uploads a document into a folder. Let's say you have a approval process which needs a document to be uploaded, and the process itself will start with a document. So in that scenario, what can you do? You can just create a folder which will start with a document, and as and when a new document is uploaded into a specific folder, you can initiate the approval process so that this document will be available across the workflow of the PCS application. And once the PCS application is also completed, you get a flexibility to go ahead and view the document that has been uploaded and perform an audit on top of it. So the benefit that you get when you integrate your content management server with PCS is, as I mentioned, it will give you flexibility to organize all the documents in a different folders. And second thing is, it is going to give you a flexibility where you can give a restrictions on the documents or folders that the user is uploading as per the access role or as per the access that you have been provisioned for a particular user. And we also, as I mentioned, we also have flexibility to initiate an approval process when a specific person uploads a document or a folder into an Oracle Content Management Server. And to integrate your Oracle Content Management Server with PCS, you need to make sure that you have a admin access available on the PCS side and the content management side, and you should not have and your content management server should not be a standard edition. It should not be, if your content server is a standard edition, you cannot integrate your Oracle Content Management Server with PCS. It should not be a standard edition. Okay? Only in that scenario you can integrate your content server with your PCS. So provisioning this content server and all will be taken care by your a cloud administrator, and those guys will basically help you in doing this. And the only thing that you need to take care is you need to go ahead and just once they provide the details with you, you need to go ahead and start using it is what you need to do. Ideally, in the real-time scenario, this will not be done, and your content server should be a premium account. As I mentioned, it should not be a standard account. It should be a premium account as a content server. So these kind of options that I'm going to tell you right now will be helpful for you going forward when you start working in a project. But this will be readily done by your cloud administrator. And when you're uploading the documents in PCS, as in when you integrate your content management server with PCS, you get to see a new option called as documents coming into picture. And this document will give you a flexibility to have three different set of folders created. One is application folder, instance folder, and managed folder. So what's the difference between this application, instance, and managed folder? Application folder is a root folder where it contains all the documents that have been exchanged in multiple instances of the application. An instance folder gets created inside this application folder, and for each and every instance of the PCS application, let us say when you launch a PCS application, you are getting to see that there is an instance ID or a process ID that is getting generated, correct? For each and every process ID, a new instance folder gets created, and this instance folder gets created in an application folder, and this instance folder will have something called as a managed folder inside it. And this managed folder is the one which will help you to upload or organize the document. And you can also make this managed folder as a startup folder, so that as in when you create an application which gets started with a document as an input, you can use this as a startup folder as well. Now, if you wanted to integrate your PCS app, if you observe in this, once you integrate your OCM with PCS, in the PCS screen, you get to see that here documents will be enabled for us, and you get a flexibility to create the documents or folders over here. And eventually, for each and every instance, right, an application document and the approver folder, whatever are the respective actions, depending on the actions you get to see, depending on the folders you're going to create over here in the PCS, those folders automatically gets created in the Oracle Content Management server also. And when you're exchanging the documents in PCS, you have three different types of documents. Managed folder, it is used to organize the files. An incoming folder, this is the one where you can choose when you wanted to start your application, when a folder has been or when a document has been uploaded. An incoming, when a folder has been uploaded, an incoming document is the one which can be acted as a document start or a process start option for your PCS application. And we can also create these three types of documents. One is managed folder, incoming folder, and incoming document. Incoming document is the one which can give you a flexibility to start an application when a document is uploaded. An incoming folder is the one which will give you flexibility to go ahead, start the approval process when a folder has been uploaded. And this managed folder is the one which basically have a flexibility of organizing your document as discussed over here. So